Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Macon Campbell and this is Making Stuff. Okay, so my first week of training is done and we officially only have 88 days left until the Desert Dash. So during the course of last week I managed to rack up about 200 kilometers of riding, the first 40 of which was done on my road bike, as I mentioned in my last video. Now, while it was a very uncomfortable ride and I didn't enjoy it much, I can't deny that it is a whole lot faster than your average mountain bike. As you can see by the difference between Monday and Tuesday's ride. Now, Monday and Tuesday's ride I did exactly the same route, but where I was able to average 25 kilometers an hour on the road bike, as soon as I went to my trail bike, I only managed to average about 22 kilometers an hour. So a whole 3 kilometers an hour slower on my trail bike. But that said, the ride was a whole lot more enjoyable for me personally. Now, the route that I rode on Monday and Tuesday is basically what I'd call my go-to ride. Generally, when I go out on my morning rides, that is the route that I take. It comprises basically of loops that I ride around residential areas close to my house. So the first loop is in Pioneers Park and the second loop is in Academia. Each of the loops is roughly 5 kilometers. So I know it takes me roughly 5 kilometers to get to the first loop and 5 kilometers to get back home from the second loop. So I've got it worked out fairly well. So if I want to do a 40 kilometer ride, I know that I have to do 3 loops in Pioneers Park, 3 loops in Academia, and then head home. If I want to do 50 kilometers, I do 4-4. If I want to do 60, I do 5-5. Now, with that said, I've also decided that I can't ride this route exclusively. I'm going to have to mix it up and do some other stuff, which is basically what I did on Wednesday and Thursday. So instead of riding the same route, I decided to try and find a bit more elevation. So I did loop around most of Windhoek, which did give me about 100 meters more in elevation, but my average speed on Wednesday's ride dropped all the way down to 20 kilometers an hour, which I managed to pick up again on Thursday's ride. So Friday I felt a little bit fried, so I decided to take the day off to recover a little bit, and I picked up again on Saturday for a late morning ride, which turned out to be a pretty tough one. I combined a road ride with a single track ride on our local trail system. Now, it's about a 10 kilometer ride all the way to the trail system and then obviously 10 kilometers back. I did about 20 kilometers of single track at the trails, after which I was fairly gutted and I pretty much crawled all the way home. Sunday I decided to recover a bit and I jumped right back in this morning. Today is Monday and this morning I did my default ride again, except this time I did 4 laps around each, which came up to about 52 kilometers. Now, I didn't mention anything in my last video about how I was going to train, simply because I'm not really sure how I'm going to approach it. For the first month at least, I think the best approach is just to get as many kilometers in as I possibly can, just so I can get my fitness up a little bit more. And then in the last 2 months leading up to the race, I'm going to have to see if I can find someone who can offer me some advice on a more specific training plan. So the idea for now is to rack up as many kilometers as I can on my morning rides, and then every weekend, or at least every second weekend, I'd like to do a long ride, which is going to have to be at least between 100 or 200 kilometers. So this weekend I'm going to have to make a plan and get some long distance kilometers in. Now, in terms of diet, I'm definitely not trying to reinvent the wheel here. All I've basically been doing this week is just trying to cut down a little bit more on all of the junk food that I usually eat. I'm not tracking my calories at all. I've been there and done that, and that's definitely not something that I enjoy doing. Because I have done that on occasion in the past, I do have a rough idea of the calories that I'm taking in, and being that I'm burning so many calories through exercise, I'm not being too hard on myself. So now for the moment most of you have probably been waiting for, let's take a look at my stats. So last week Monday I tipped the scales at 113.1 kilograms and my measurement around my waist was 119 kilograms. I'm pleased to say that I have shown some improvement. This morning I was at 110.5 kilograms and around 116 centimeters around my waist. So basically that's a weight loss of 2.6 kilograms and 3 centimeters lost around my waist. All things considered, I'm very happy with that. If I can continue losing about 2 kilograms a week, with any luck that would put me at around 100 kilograms in the first week of October, which I would be really happy with. My aim is to reach about 95 kilograms before the Desert Dash. So if I could get to around 100 in mid-October, I think I'm in a good place. So just on a side note, I have gotten the ball rolling on the respray of my giant cross-country bike, and with any luck I'll have that resprayed and rebuilt within the next 2 weeks or so. Now I'm really excited about that. I am still a little bit on the fence about what I'm going to do about the design. I am, however, pretty much decided on the colors that I want to use, which is basically going to be a beige and a green. Now while I have decided on the colors that I want to use, I am a little bit on the fence about where I'm going to put all those colors. I've come up with 4 ideas that I'm thinking about, but I'm not sure which one I want to go with. If you're watching this and you have an opinion, I'd love to know which one you prefer. So I think I've covered about as much as I want to cover in this video. So I guess I'll see you next Monday for my next update. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you have any suggestions or advice in terms of training for an event like this, I would really love to hear it. So please feel free to share it down below. So once again, till next time, keep making stuff or riding your bike.